We're dealing with now equations, and so we've gone through everything that we need to know about the rational functions, rational expressions. We have defined them, we have evaluated them, we have simplified them, we have multiplied them, we have divided them, we have added them, we've had subtracted them. And now the next thing before you can work any applications will be that you have to be able to solve equations involving them. So the next step is equations, and then after that, if we were going to do them, which we're not, is applications. Our applications are, we're going to spend many days in chapter 8 with applications. That's where we're going to do all our applications at one time, because it makes sense there. So it says, how do you actually work with solving a rational equation? Well, you need to look at, and they list of restrictions on the variable. What this means is that what is x cannot equal. That's what that means, x cannot equal. Or that's that whole thing that we did before, is the denominator can't equal 0. In this case, it's the domain of the solution set, not the domain of the expression or the function. Clear the equation of fractions by multiplying both sides by the LCD. Solve the resulting equation and reject any proposed solution that's in the list of restrictions. So in other words, if the answer you get makes the denominator 0, you toss it out, which you can get because of the kind of the equation that you're solving. So if I look at the first example, which is that x plus 1 over x equals 5 halves, and we look at the restriction, I have a denominator of 1, x, and 2. Those are my three denominators. Is 1 ever 0? No. Is 2 ever 0? No. My restriction comes from this denominator, x can't be 0. It can be anything other than 0. If that were an x minus 1, I'd solve that equation, but in this case, that denominator cannot be 0, so x can't be 0. That means any answer that I get out of there, that's the only restriction, that's where it comes from. If I get x equals 0, I need to toss it. Then it says multiply both sides by the LCD. Well, again, if I have 1, x, and 2, the LCD is 2x. So that means that what do? You take 2x, here's the right-hand side, there's the left-hand side. So of an equation, whatever I do to the right, I must do to the left. I multiply the right-hand side by 2x. I multiply the left-hand side by 2x. Using the distributive property to clear parentheses, this becomes 2x times x plus 2x times 1 over x equals 2x times 5 over 2. Now you simplify. 2x times x is 2x squared. Here the x's reduce out, so that what you have is 2 times 1, which is 2. So there's a plus there. Equals, here the 2's reduce out, so you have x times 5, or 5x. That gives you an equation. Since it is a quadratic equation, I need to move everything to the same side, 0 on the other. So they move the 5x over. Now you factor. And if I've got the two factors, 2x minus 1 times x minus 2 equal to 0, x minus 1 has to be 0, x minus 2 has to be 0, 2x equals 1, or x equals 1/2, x minus 2 equals 0, or x equals 2. I have x equal 1/2 as an answer, x equal 2. What's the only thing x cannot equal? Yeah, so x can't be 0, so we are okay, right? Now we could check it out. By the way, if my life depended upon it, or if basically other people's lives depended upon it, I would go back and check my answer. If it were that important a problem. But as long as it's not either, as long as either one of the two answers I found isn't zero, I assume I'm okay.